Last one from me, just about James Milner, because as I said, we've only got a third left of the season. We've seen him around in videos and being very supportive from his experience point of view. Are you likely to see him on the pitch anytime in the next few months before the end of the season?
So if someone can do it, then James. So I think he has a special character, a special work ethic, a special mindset. So hopefully we will see him back on the pitch. At the moment, he's doing very well in rehab. He's training very hard. He's very professional, and on top of that, he's very supportive, not only for the players who are playing, also for me and for our coaching stuff. So we are very happy that he's around us. But the most important is that he gets back on the pitch and that he gets his health back.
Thank you. Best of luck. Good to see you again, Fabian. It's funny how feelings in football can change so quickly. It's been a roller coaster few weeks, result-wise. As someone who you've told us before, doesn't get too high or too low off the back of results, how do you maintain that momentum? Because it feels good right now.
Like we did it before, also when we received the bad results. So it's about our performance, about improving ourselves, and tomorrow we have a next chance to push our limits, to prove ourselves that we are on the right way, and that's what we try to do.
From everything that we've heard from you and the players, it feels like as low as that moment might have been at Forest, it's really energised the players. How do you bottle that feeling for the rest of the season?
We said after the loss against Nottingham that we tried to get more back the intensity we had at the beginning of the season. I think we lost this intensity, we lost this energy a little bit through the season, and therefore we said to ourselves that we want to go back to our roots, to go back to the things that made us strong as a team, and that's intensity, that's winning personal duels, that's pushing ourselves in training. So we wanted to keep the standards higher, we wanted to demand more from ourselves, and that's what we try to do now. We really try to focus on the work on the pitch, to train hard, to push ourselves, and it's not, no one can promise us that we can win every game, but we can promise ourselves that we say we want to be a team that's very hard to beat, and therefore you have to run a lot, you have to work a lot, you have to stick together as a team, you have to survive phases where you might suffer, and then I'm sure that we can be a team that is on the right journey, on the right trip.
We've spoken a few times about how some of the results against the established sides challenging near the top have been very good, but there's been too many occasions where points have been dropped against sides either around you or below you in the table, and Southampton at home was probably one of those games a couple of months ago. Do these sort of feel like harder challenges in some ways?
They're different games for sure. So games against teams from a lower place in the table, there are different games, different approaches, but that's exactly what I said the question before. It's about proving ourselves that we are on the right way, proving ourselves that we can go this intensity. We went, for example, last weekend, that we can do it as well against Southampton, and that's more challenge against ourselves. So in the end, we play, of course, we play against Southampton, but in the end, we also play against ourselves, against our own standards, against our own limits, and therefore I demand from my team, from the individual players, that we can go this intensity against Chelsea and also against Southampton, so that we don't make any difference between the opponents, that we don't make any difference from our approach, and then I'm sure that we can face this challenge, and then we have a chance to win there.
And with the third,
for sure, we were very pleased with the reactions, although not everything was perfect. So we analyzed the two games in this week. We were honest to each other. There was still a lot of things where we could improve, but in general the reaction was good. And now it's about keeping the momentum. Now it's about keeping the standards, pushing your limits again against Southampton. Because if you can't prove it again, if you can't confirm the performance again, the results from the last week are not important anymore. So therefore it's a new challenge tomorrow, and we have to really ready for that, because it will be a tough challenge.
A couple of questions, please, about CHAAAAMPIONSSS. First of all, about the goal. Some pundits compared it to Messi or Dennis Bergkamp quality, one of the greatest goals in the Premier League history. From your experience as a manager, as a player, have you ever seen anything like this before?
not as a manager, of course, it was a special goal, a special touch from him, a special action. On top of that, it was a great assist from Bart. So in general, a nice goal. Unfortunately, also nice goals only give one goal. So that's the thing we have to accept. But I'm happy for Kuru. I'm happy that he works that hard on a training pitch, and now he gets the things he deserves also on the match day, and hopefully it gives him confidence and gives him the belief in his own strength, and hopefully he can continue like this.
You've been working with him for nearly a season now. How impressed have you been with what he's giving you offensively, but also defensively?
For me, a very important message is also that our offensive players have the mindset that no one should pass them, that they should be the first defender. So if they don't care how they get passed by a dribbling or by a pass or by a long ball, then we can't defend as a team. So that's the most important thing that my offensive player understand, and therefore he developed quite good. And of course, offensively, we always have the quality to score goals, especially with the individual actions from our player. I think he also improved by having a more present action in the opponent's box. So he's more attacking the second post. He is more attacking the depth, the back from the opponent. He's increasing his danger in front of the opponent's goal, and that's what we try to work on with him, and hopefully he can carry on.
I actually covered the Southampton press conference yesterday, and their manager was full of praise for you and for Brighton as a club. When you compare their style of play, did you see any change since the change of management at Southampton roughly a couple of months ago?
Yeah, I think there was a change. So in general, they play very man-orientated. They try to build up by using more and more the target player Onuachu. They still have, for me, individual quality with Fernandes, with Dibbling, with Sulemana. So they have players in the front line who have the skill to score out of every action. But on top of that, I see that they play a little bit more direct. They try to press more man-oriented. They try to press very high, try to be very aggressive. So I think there was a style of change, yes.
Fabian, the man-to-man defending is something that they seem to be going with. But when you look back at that 1-1 draw at the Amex, were there any lessons learned from that, do you think, in terms of style of play? And because they had a distinctive style of play, but for you, was that part of the learning process, that particular game? For sure, because the players still are the same, and they're still, like I said, have individual quality. They have a lot of right for the players, for example, in their build-up. So that's the thing where you have to take care. They play a lot of give and go with their centre backs. That's the thing where you have to take care individually, and these things they didn't change. So of course you can look back at the game we had at the Amex. You can reflect it. You can take some lessons from this game, and hopefully we can do some small details better than we did in the last game. So depending more on how we work individually, how we win the personal duels, because that was the main thing where, especially in the second half, they were better than us in the first game.